guys, instant reaction to what was the one really unbelievable game in the National Football League. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos are two of the most exciting teams in the NFL. They actually play great games every week. They don't play boring slog fest like Kansas City, like the Eagles, like Detroit. And you know what? Denver has had two chances the past 2 weeks to go on and win. And they've had the benefit of an easy schedule. And this is a team that if Jonathan Taylor didn't drop that ball in the end zone against them, or, you know, we look at the pick sixes in Cleveland, even the Raiders game, I mean, this Denver team, they frustrate you because they show signs of brilliance. Like Bo Nix hitting Marvin Mims on that 55-yard unbelievable throw. Bo Nix then the final drive and hitting Marvin Mims, and Mims miraculously catching the ball with 8 seconds left between two defenders. Like, they do all of the hard, improbable, incredible stuff. And then they get a turnover of T. Higgins right in the middle of the field in the fourth quarter. They have the ball, 4 minutes left, ball at the 40-yard line. What do they end up doing? Sean Payton on 2nd and 7. They don't run the ball again. They throw this dumb screen, and it gets completely stuffed. And you just ruin another drive, Sean. You ruin a freaking drive. That's what you do, Sean. You ruin drives, all right? You have the game in your hands. It's 3 minutes left. Joe Burrow doesn't need to touch it again. It's one timeout. You can win with a Will Lutz field goal. Instead, you call a dumb screen, okay, where the Bengals sniff it out. It's a 4-yard loss, all right, and it's 3rd and 12. And instead, the Bengals are like, we might accept the penalty here. We might accept the 5-yard penalty. And then it's 3rd and forever, okay, because of your horrible play call. And then Bo Nix does throw a dumb, but he throws an interception, but it's one where he's trying to throw it in the double coverage and win. I didn't mind that play, and his hand got hit. Okay. Then Cincy gives you a gift because your defense can't stop molasses in December when it matters. Your defense, the most overrated, like at times the defense will make plays, but at times they'll get sliced up by Joe Burrow. And the Bengals score a touchdown and give you life again. And then Bo Nix leads this beautiful drive, and then they hit Marvin Mims for the touchdown. And instead of going for 2 and winning, what do you end up doing? You take it to overtime. Okay. Then in overtime, the defense does reward you. They get 2 sacks. You get the ball back. Okay. So Bo Nix, let's talk about it. With 4 minutes left, you had to get 30 yards to go win the game, and you couldn't do it. Now you have to go drive the ball in the field goal range. Now you have the drive. And what do? You run it up the gut for 1 yard, and then you throw a 3-yard screen pass. 3 yards. Conservative, horrible call. And then on 3rd down, you finally have a good call. And what does Bo Nix do? Bo Nix, again, he leads you all this way. Like, Bo Nix is like, I'm going to be the guy. I'm going to win this game. He misses Troy Franklin when Troy Franklin was wide open. Killed you. Then Cincinnati, in this wild game, they drive down the field. 33-yard field goal. You think the game's going to end. It goes off the upright, and Denver catches a break again. But then what does Sean Payton do? He's using his timeouts, and then you know what Sean Payton loves to do. He's playing for the tie. Because he's that weak. 1st down, what does he do? What does Sean Payton do? He runs it up the middle. Runs it up the middle. What does he do on 2nd down? You guessed it. A screen pass to Marvin Mims. And then on 3rd down, Bo Nix again just fails. 3 possessions and failure. The first half on offense, nothing but failure. when it's the third quarter, you somehow run the ball like Terrell Davis circa 1998 in the third quarter when it doesn't freaking matter. And then at the end of the game, you tease the Denver fans by having one of the greatest drives that Denver's seen in a decade, and Marvin Mims makes the greatest catch just for you not to go for two and maybe win it there. Instead, you take us into overtime and the emotional heartstrings of going to overtime. You get a doink missed field goal. You get a stop on defense, and on offense, you have the ball twice. You can't get a freaking first down, Denver. You can't get a freaking first down when it matters. You know, Denver, like last week, you're up 21 to 10, and you had one half to beat your rival, and instead you let Harbaugh and Nat Glasses and Justin Herbert, you let them walk all over you in the second half and embarrass you on offense and defense, and you get swept. Okay? You've gotten swept by the teams that matters. When you played Kansas City, when they had their A team in, when they had their team in, you couldn't make a field goal when it matters. Denver has beaten Atlanta, Carolina, the Raiders. They've beaten the Raiders twice. Like, those are the teams that they've beaten. And you see it with Bo Nix. You see he can be a good starter. You see that Sean Payton can coach a bit. All right? Well, does Sean Payton let Bo Nix go decide his fate? In overtime, you know what you should have done instead of punting the ball with Riley Dixon, who punts the ball 30 yards every single freaking punt? Why don't you let Bo Nix go for it on fourth down on your own 10? Who cares? Your defense is going to let Joe Burrow waltz in there. Let Bo Nix actually give him freedom to go win a game for once. Why are you running it up the gut on first down and not even using Chase McLaughlin, who's actually running well? We're going to use Audric Estime to get at least 2 yards of absolute crap. Gosh, damn it. Oh, and do I want to hear people say, the Chiefs are resting their guys, so what you just watched doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Chiefs are resting their guys. You're still going to make the playoffs. Oh, great. Great. I love just wasting all of Saturday just watching that game and being like, this is going to be one of the best Denver wins in history. One of the best Denver Bronco wins ever. A last-second touchdown, miracle win. The doink that doesn't go through like the Bengals are bangling. Oh, I love it. Just for Denver to then piss down their leg and let T. Higgins just absolutely walk all over Riley Moss. Oh, I want to back my way in by playing Carson Wentz, and then I want to go to Buffalo, and I want Josh Allen to beat me by 30, and I might get a nice garbage time touchdown. What a great season that is. Instead, you could have beaten your rival, the Chargers, and gotten to a 10-win year, or you could have really had a statement win on the road against Cincinnati, who's a decent NFL team with one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and you could have gotten your young quarterback a huge win. And instead, the young quarterback is partly the blame too, because guess what? He got chances from this defense. Cincinnati failed in the first half, kept you around in this game. You know, T. Higgins fumbled the ball. Jamar Chase drops a touchdown. You get a doink off the upright from 30 yards. The Bengals thoroughly outplayed you because the offense is hot and cold, and the defense too. I mean, you have Zach Allen who makes some plays, but I am worried about Riley Moss. Maybe he's not fully healthy, but you know, the defense, like, they beat up on the bad teams. You'll beat up on Kirk Cousins. You'll beat up on Bryce Young. You beat up on Desmond Ridder. You beat up on Aaron Rodgers. You know, that's who Denver, you beat up on Anthony Richardson. So they're fine. And Denver, listen, they are making progress. These last two games have been infuriating to watch because they're so close. Like, they're not complete crap. And I like it. To tell you the truth, I like it. I think it's fun. I was emotionally invested in a pro NFL game in a way that I haven't been invested in before. Like this team, like you want to you one moment you want to strangle them, and the other moment you want to give them a hug and you want to kiss them on the cheek and say, "Thank you, Lord, you just made my day." And that's what watching Bo Nix, and that's what watching Marvin Mims, and that's what watching Denver is Jekyll and Hyde. It's fun. It's watching a growing team go through growing pains. That's what this is. And it's an exercise that is really, that if it leads to something, will be great. And it's much better than watching a hopeless product like a lot of other teams, but you still get really wound up in these moments, because tonight could have been the moment you took that step. And there's no rule against going out there and getting a hard-fought win and actually putting together these miraculous plays in victory. There's no rule that says you can't get a first down in overtime. There's no rule that says in the first half, in the second quarter, your defense is going to allow every pass in the world to be completed, and then your offense, when it gets the ball back, is just going to go 3 and out and then have a terrible 35-yard Riley Dixon punt. So, man, oh man. What the fact that we have to wait 8 more days again and a whole nother new year just to watch and sweat out a game against Carson freaking Wentz when we could reserve the right to be in the playoffs is just pathetic. And Denver could still lose that game to Carson Wentz. They could lose it to Aurora, Colorado Middle School. So I don't care if the ghost of Matt Moore, I don't care if Brody Croyle and Brady Quinn are starting this game. Denver can still F it up.